Challenge All-Stars is bringing back a classic for the season, Rivals. I will be watching the show like this. We have Beth and Leroy here to chat all about it. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Beth, let's go ahead and start with you.
Episode.
I know the first episode is just crazy. Beth, you've been part of, you're the OG, you've been part of over 30 shows. Tell me a little bit about your mentality, your mindset kind of going into this, kind of knowing that there might be a twist in this new season of the show.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, every time I go to a challenge, I just have to mentally prepare that this is a new beginning for me, and I'm hoping to meet new people and hoping that people will give me a chance and get to know me for who I really am instead of my reputation that precedes me, because I feel like a lot of these people hear about my reputation, but they don't know why I have the reputation, because maybe they didn't see my old school shows. And maybe they just think, oh God, Beth is terrible. She's the villain. She's so mean and evil. And it's like, well, if you go back and watch the shows and then you actually get to know me too, then maybe you would understand that I'm really not a villain. I'm just a girl that's sticking up for herself.
There's big prizes to win. Everyone has their own method. So you definitely got to kind of see, but personalities clash. Sometimes things happen in the middle. Because for you and Devin, Leroy, you guys competed a lot together. What kind of changed the last kind of time, and what were your initial thoughts when you saw him and you were going to have to team up with him for the season?
Well, when I first found out that the season was going to be Rivals, I was trying to figure out who up here did I wrong, and then I could see Devin just burning a hole in me, knowing that he was the guy that I wronged. I was just like, damn. Very, 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 very tough to even think about how I'm going to be able to work with this person to try to win this money at the end. That's what the viewers really need to understand, because not only is that element, but we were also in Vietnam. It was really hot. So if you lose a challenge for that day, you're going to be hearing about it from your rival. Just, we work and live together. That's probably the hardest combo that you'll ever have to deal with.
Talk a little bit about Jenna, because she says, she's grown, parenthood has changed her. Is she still kind of the same person? Obviously, these seasons aren't, shot, back to back. So people grow, people change. What's kind of your first impression, when you first got to see her?
Well, I mean, she's not happy to see me. I'm not happy to see her either, to be quite honest, because, I want to win the money. And I don't know, she's already won twice. Maybe she doesn't care about winning again. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting for me to watch the show and see if she was being truthful with me or if she wasn't.
Because you don't get to hear all the confessionals, you don't get to see how they interact with other people, so you'll definitely get a full picture, once you get to actually watch the show. But I want to go ahead and ask both of you, and Leroy, I'll go ahead and start with you. Obviously, you have your differences with the person you're teamed up with, but when you look into the room of everyone who's on the series or on this specific, season, are you looking at like, oh, we have it worse than them, or they have it worse, and kind of putting things into perspective? Like, what's your mentality once you get to see the scope of everyone who's participating?
Once I've seen the other teams, I was happy to be with Devin, because we have some beef, but it's not something that I don't think that we could get over. Well, actually, he didn't really do too much to me, so hopefully he could get over. But seeing someone like Beth and Janae, when you see someone like Anise and Ashley, or Nani and Turbo, or Fessel and Amber, I mean, the list goes on. It's some real beef that's going on there. So I'm like, ooh, thank God.
I mean, he just mentioned you, Beth. I mean, tell me a little bit about, how did you feel as far as the spectrum of everybody that's on this season?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's all of these rivals. I mean, everybody's got beef. There's a lot of unfinished business here, and whose house of cards are going to fall first. You just don't know what's going to happen and what kind of twists that TJ has in store. Because TJ likes to come in hot, and he likes to switch things up. So who knows what's going to happen here?
And the final thing for both of you, a tip for everybody, because obviously, we all have, neighbors, relatives, coworkers, friends that maybe we kind of have, a frenemy relationship with them, but having to work together for a common goal. I mean, what did you learn from the season, and maybe a good takeaway for everybody that, how they can use that in their everyday life?
I think what I took away from it is that a genuine apology goes a long way. Like I think that, that's what a lot of people that have been wronged by somebody, that's what they're yearning to hear, a genuine apology. And, whether they accept it or not, will be on them, but it'll kind of release some of the pressure that you have on your shoulders. Or you could just say you're sorry because you're trying to win the money.
What about for you, Beth?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to right my wrongs, and the one thing about me is when I say something, I mean it, and I wanted to take responsibility for my actions, but I'm wondering if Jonna is going to take accountability for her actions, or if she's just going to play the victim. So that'll be real interesting for me to see.
And it's going to be very interesting for all of us to see the Challenge All-Stars Rivals coming to us Wednesday, January 29th on MTV. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.